Hi, it's Amy Chappell from Embroidery Designs here, and today I'm here to share with you some tips for needles and thread when doing embroidery. The first thing is to make sure that you are actually using embroidery needles. I don't necessarily have a preference for brand, but the difference between an embroidery needle and a regular needle is that the eye on your needle is much bigger for embroidery. That allows you to put multiple strands of floss through your needle's eye and to make sure that it's going to give you as much success as getting as many strands as you need as you're doing your stitching. Now the next tip I have is with your thread. I really like using 6-stranded embroidery floss. It's just what I've always used, and I really like the variety of colors. I have found for me that storing the skeins wrapped onto clothespins makes it super easy to keep track of it, keeps it from getting tangled. And then I also just use a pen and just write the color number on the end of the clothespin so that I always know which colors I'm using. And it just helps keep my embroidery thread neat and tidy and easy to find. When you're cutting your thread, you want to make sure that you're cutting a piece no longer than your arm, but preferably a little bit shorter than that. If you get your thread too long, you're going to end up fighting knots a lot, which is super annoying. So a lot of patterns call for you to not use the full 6 strands of embroidery floss. And even when it does call for all 6 strands, I still like to separate them because I find that the threads lay flatter, especially in your satin stitches and things, when the threads have already been separated. So I'm going to show you an easy trick for separating your threads. Now I've already pulled a couple of threads out of this one, but what you're going to do is you're going to spread out one end of your threads so that you can see all of the strands that are still in there. And then you're going to pick one strand, and then gently pinching in your other hand, you're going to pull just your one thread. Now you'll see as I do this that the other strands are going to kind of coil up at the bottom on the other side of my fingers. And then once I have my one thread pulled out, I'm just going to come back and straighten out those loops before I go to pull out my next one. And then I will just keep doing that until all of my strands are separated. And then once I have my strands separated, what I will do is take and straighten out that strand to get all of the twisting, and I will even just hold it up and let it hang free so that all of the twisting as the strands were woven together comes out. One last trick I want to show you with thread is a really easy way to tie a knot. So you're going to pinch your thread between your finger, your index finger, and your pointer finger and your thumb. And then you're going to cross the thread over like that. And then you're going to pinch in between your two fingers and you're going to roll it off of your pointer finger so it's twisted. And then you'll just pull that section and then you'll see that you have a knot here at the end. So it's a super fast, easy way to tie a knot on your threads that have been separated once you have them on your needle.